Hello everyone, welcome to another video of Bandana Reads. In today's video we will be checking out r/relationship advice. Let's get into it. I 33 male, caught my wife, 32 female, of 7 years cheating on me at a park and right okay, so this happened on Father's Day, and it's been a shit ride since then. My wife did not come home from work on Father's Day. I became worried and began looking for her as she usually texts me if she will be late from work. I called her work about 2 hours after she usually comes home, and they told me she was not there. So I got in my car and drove the route to her work, looking to see if she had crashed or something crazy had happened. Her car was not at her work, so I drove the other route she could take home. I called the hospital, police, had her family involved because she was basically missing at this point to me. About 4 hours after she would usually be home I got a text I'm alive. I called her and she picks up and tells me she is working late, which clearly was a lie. She also sent a Snapchat message to a group I'm in with her sister that she was alive. This updated her location on the Snap map at a park and right about 15 min from our house. So I drove there and there she was in the back of her co-worker's car. Once she noticed me we talked and the other man just hid in his car. I asked if she loved him, she said yes. I asked if she was planning to leave me, and she also said yes. From this point she has been living with him and only came back to our apartment the weds after. We talked, seemed amicable, said she would respond to my texts, and agreed to some bills we have. She did send me car payments, but that's the last I've heard from her since Monday. I'm basically being ignored now. So I'm living in this apartment we have lived in for like 8 years, slowly trying to dig out of all our shit. I'm really just struggling. It's been a really hard experience for me. I just wanted to share this story to get others' perspective on what my next moves should be. I know divorce is obvious, but I'm not really sure how to move forward from this point. Any advice would be welcome. I know she did me dirty, and I should just be mad, but I miss her and hope she is okay. My boyfriend M33 says he won't propose to me F25 unless I set a date to leave my job. Hey, so me F25 and my boyfriend M33 have been together for just over a year. Around the same time we got together, I had been accepted for a job that I've been wanting to do for a long time. It was a long process and a lot of hard work and waiting, but I got through it and I've done the training and now I'm doing it full time. The thing is, early on, he said that he couldn't be with someone who works in the industry that I will be working in and couldn't imagine raising a family with them and living closer to a city. I admire his family values, beliefs and morals as they're not dissimilar to my own, which is why I continued to spend with him. It took around 10 months for the job referencing and checks to be completed, and we were spending all of our time together whilst it was going on. He's been my rock, we've fallen in love and now we live together. I've never been a career-inclined person, much to my family's detest. According to my older sister, I'm not a very maternal person, which really hurts because I'd love to be a mom. I want to start a family and get married, and my boyfriend has convinced me that my profession wouldn't make raising a family the easiest because of long periods away alongside his career, which is a different roster each week. So my question is, do I leave my job for him? Edit, I'm so sorry. Just for clarity, he doesn't expect me to not have a job at all. Just that he wouldn't propose unless I choose another career. Also, I am a flight attendant. My 31 male, soon-to-be, ex-wife 28 female wants to talk about us, but I feel like it's too late now. I 31 male am divorcing my future ex 28 female. It has been a very long and painful process. We've been together for 9 years, married for 7, and the last 3 we've been separated. During our marriage she never really treated me like I was her husband. Her parents and family always came before me. No matter what I would say or do she wouldn't change. A few examples are when I had broken my leg foot, she yelled at me for days to clean out the garage until I did, even though I physically couldn't walk on my leg. Or making me walk to get my car out of the shop because she couldn't wait 15 minutes to go to her mom's house. If she didn't take me I wasn't able to get my car. Those are just 2 of many similar situations. For years I begged her to start treating me like her partner and not just an accessory. I was always open with how things affected me and I would put aside time to talk to her about things. I'm not one to hold things in and let them build up. I told her that if the behavior continues I would file for divorce. The worst part is being with someone that makes you feel alone. And I just can't handle that type of relationship. She swears she's worked on it, but that's only after 3 years of being separated, and we're coming up on the final hearing. I feel bad because due to get religion she can't be remarried. I just can't put my mental health at risk again. What would you guys do in this situation? My 42M former boss wants to have a relationship with me, 23F. I don't even know where to begin with. I met him when I just finished university and started interning at a company he has a high position in. He was my boss. He always made remarks that were definitely inappropriate about my body, my hair, how I dress. He just always had something to comment about in a sexual way, but it'd be very well played and subtle. I simply ignored it, but if I'm going to be completely honest, it didn't exactly bother me. Still, I full one knew it was wrong. He was a married man with children, both in college. I feel the need to clarify that they're not kids, and I had a boyfriend. Long story short, I left my job there due to a better offer, and we didn't stay in contact, but a few weeks ago it happened that I ran into him as we are still in the same city and industry. He just started talking and brought up his divorce, which I had heard about. Then he mentioned something about how much he'd love to take me out. I laughed it off and pretended to be flattered, but I wasn't clear with him on whether I'm down for that or not. He then sent flowers to my place, and we started texting from then on. I'm not gonna lie, the whole thing still feels wrong, and I realize how some might see that there are a lot of red flags down the way. But he's not my boss anymore, nor is he married, so fundamentally it isn't wrong. However, my friends and family do think that I'm making a huge mistake by giving a man like him a window into my life. I'm not down for flings, and he says that he's ready to be in a committed relationship again. I'm very attracted to him and want to give it a shot. Am I making a mistake by that? I don't know, I just think that there might be something about the whole situation that I'm just blind to, and everyone around me keeps bringing up how the situation we were formerly in an age gap doesn't help, which to me is a very shallow reasoning. TBH edit. Yes, I'm sure they divorced. I've heard it around before I did from him. And from what I know about the reason, him and his wife have been in an open relationship for a while and just hung on to their marriage for the kids cause they didn't want a divorce while their sons were still teens in school. My 29 meters wife, 30F, doesn't use dish soap, and I don't know what to do about it. We've been together for 3.5 years, married for 2. Last night we were doing dishes together. We don't have a dishwasher. She was washing, and I was putting stuff away. I noticed she was scrubbing the dishes without soap and then putting them in the drying rack. I was surprised, so I asked her if she was using soap, and she said no, because it's hard to get the soap residue off. I pressed it a bit, and apparently this is how her mom taught her to wash dishes. She says this is how she has always washed dishes, and I've never gotten sick from it, so there's nothing wrong with it. I don't know if this is a cultural difference. We're from different countries separated by an ocean. She has a tendency to lash out if she feels corrected, so I dropped the issue because I could tell she was annoyed, and it was late, so I didn't want to start an argument that could last for hours right before going to bed. But I can't stop thinking about it. We've done dishes together before and she's never once mentioned that she doesn't want me to use dish soap, and I never noticed that she wasn't using it. I have noticed before that sometimes our dishes are a bit greasy, scummy, but I always figured that was because it's hard to get dishes perfectly clean by hand. We have a tiny, poorly lit kitchen where the sink and drying rack are right next to the stove, and grease can splatter really easily onto the clean dishes, but I always just washed anything that wasn't clean before using it. For context, I do about 60 to 75% of the cooking cleaning kitchen, but recently she's been taking on more of it because I've had to focus more on schoolwork going into my final semesters. This is a huge issue for me. My mom, former home ec and food safety teacher, taught me to use dish soap always, except on cast iron. I've had food handler's licenses in 2 states, and I'm finishing up a master's in public health, which includes some classes on food safety. According to all of the above, washing dishes with dish soap is crucial to maintaining a clean kitchen. There are a lot of things that we were raised doing differently, but it's never been a health and safety issue before. We're trying to have kids, so now more than ever I feel like we need to be on the same page about this. So am I crazy? Is this hill worth dying on? How do I talk about this without sounding like I think the way she was raised was wrong? I've always been able to bring stuff up and talk about it in the past, and even if it turns into an argument I've always been able to see her point of view eventually, but this time it feels like one of us is definitely in the wrong, and I don't think it's me. So how do you start a conversation and be mindful of the other person's feelings, even though you have no intention of compromising on the issue? Hey everyone, thanks for watching today's video of r/relationship advice. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe and turn on notifications to never miss a video. Leave a comment telling me how to improve and have a good one.